3, it says anticoagulants like heparin, warfarin do not do what? Does not dissolve clots. They prevent them. And then we have something else that almost 99.99.99.99, one more time, % of students are being taught wrong. It is okay to eat salads with these. And with warfarin, you just need to be consistent. You were not taught that. You were taught that you're supposed to decrease high vitamin K foods, cut down on green leafies. Yeah, it's all bullshit. You better know that this test is going to be pissed because you have to know the latest. And the latest is kind of funny because it's the latest, but really it's been out since 15 years. So for 15 years, we've been teaching it wrong, and every single test that you take for NCLEX is going to have this issue on it because they know you've been taught wrong. I remember correcting a doctor because they never go for their continuing education. And one thing I can tell you as a nurse, you need to continue your education. Otherwise, you're going to be that girl telling your patient not to eat salads, which is crazy. Okay, so here's the deal. Let's look at page 3 in our medication categories packet. And we're going to see what else we can tackle because it looks like our page 16 is moving on to anticoagulants. But really in this package, you're still on some more antihypertensives. Now, the antihypertensive category that we haven't covered yet is your calcium channel blockers. Your calcium channel blockers, you have to remember, is going to end in dipine. That's another one that has an ending, so that's good. They're going to end in dipine. Okay, dipine, to whoever, but it's going to end in dipine. All right? It decreases the contraction of the heart, and frankly, they are the best category. Here we go, y'all. They're the best category for antidysrhythmic drugs. So if you got AFib, you got A-flutter, you got SVTs, you got any of them EKG things we said with fast, crazy-ass heart rates, this is your drug of choice. Drug category of choice. Okay, now we know that we said this in the very first point on page 16. We said both beta blockers and calcium channel blockers can cause a bradycardia. What you may not know is that the calcium channel blocker can raise blood sugar. What you may not know is you can't eat grapefruits with this category. What you may not know is that your legs may actually swell with these drugs because it does not work on veins. It only works on arteries. So guess what? Make sure you know it. It is not the drug of choice for CHF. What's on your test? Number 4. It treats dysrhythmias, AFib, A-flutter, SVTs, and here's what's on your test. Prinzmetal angina. That is a type of angina related to cocaine. You out there playing in the snow, and you got you some Prinzmetal angina playing in the snow. That's what that is. It also works really well for migraines and Raynaud's disease. There are many popular calcium channel blockers. The most popular is diltiazem. Amlodipine is also very popular.
Did you say it works on the renal?
No. No, I did not say that. Now, nifedipine is important. You want to put a star by that one because it has something to do with maternity. Nifedipine or Procardia is available sublingual for those patients that have had a spinal cord injury and get the autonomic dysreflexia. They have this at their house because they can tell when an episode is coming on. Now, it is also used as PO to delay premature birth for 48 hours. Please keep in mind, beloved, that we absolutely do not have a way to stop your early baby, your premature baby from coming. What we do have the ability to do is to slow it down so we can get you to somewhere where they can deliver you safely when you're having a premature baby. The other thing we can do in terms of trying to help you when you're in premature labor is slow it down enough to let the betamethasone shots work. What is betamethasone? Yes, it's a steroid that will help mature the fetus lungs, but it's given to the mother while the baby's still in the body. If the baby's still in her belly, you're going to get betamethasone. If the baby's outside of her belly and we're trying to strengthen them lungs, we're going to do surfactant. Don't confuse them to drugs. Okay, y'all doing good. Now, the next category is diuretics. And yes, we actually did say something about diuretics on page 16. In number 5, we say loop diuretics are potassium wasting, so take them with orange juice. Potassium sparing diuretic is spironolactone. Take it with apple juice. Now let's look at these diuretics. On page 3 in your medication categories packet is the diuretics. It says the same shit, different day as the hypertensive meds. Rise slowly. It can cause dizziness. You should be taking this in the morning so you're not peeing all night. And when you are peeing out your fluid, it could raise your blood sugar. That's all on there. Okay. Now, here we go. Loop diuretics, as you know, are potassium wasting. They are on your test. The most common one on your test is not Lasix. What is it? Bumetanide. Let's put that on the board and make you remember that. Because if you're looking for furosemide, it ain't coming. Bumetanide is the number 1 potassium wasting diuretic on your test. Bumex is a brand name. Okay, so Bumex, that is the brand name. And then bumetanide is the generic, and it is a favorite. And so when we're looking at this particular medication, we want to remember that if you are literally peeing out a lot of electrolytes, specifically under number 1, you're peeing out the potassium, but you're also peeing out the sodium. You are getting rid of the water, so your water is going to be low. And your blood sugar, when there's no water in the body, is high. Okay, here's our issue. Please go crazy highlighting it. These drugs are ototoxic. As God is my witness, I walked in the room to give my patient 40 or either 25, I can't remember what I gave her, but 40 or either 20 of IV Lasix, IV push. And so when I'm getting ready to give it to her, I say to her what I say to anybody I'm about to give some damn IV meds to. I said, baby, you're going to see me looking at this clock. I'm actually timing how slow I give it because I have to give this particular medication over 2 to 6 minutes. She goes, oh, yeah, I know all about that because some idiot came in here, and not this hospitalization, but some idiot came in here and pushed that Lasix in my IV so fast that I lost complete hearing and have never got it back in my right ear. And sure as shit, it was in the chart just that way. And she said it was instant. Wow. So when you go and you pushing IV meds and you doing shit too fast, you can cause some serious damage. And what you need to know is that this potassium wasting diuretic will take all your hearing away when you give it like that. Okay? So ototoxic is on there. It treats the high blood pressure, CHF, any kind of edema. Ascites is water, so just think anytime you want to get water off the body. SIADH, in case you don't know what that is, put in parentheses, fluid retention. Make sure you know that. Fluid retention with low sodium. The other name for SIADH is hyponatremia. You might want to write that because it's a hard condition to know. Okay, so SIADH is hyponatremia. Some people call it water intoxication. They have a fluid volume overload. I'll tell you that right now. So yes, they need a diuretic. Now, if you're wasting potassium, you need a high potassium food, don't y'all? So let's remind ourselves in a fun way how to remember our high potassium foods. Because you know diets and nutrition are part of basic care and comfort. Okay, guys, here we go. The word potassium is going to tell you everything you need to know about high potassium foods. What is the highest potassium food?
Potatoes.
Potato, potassium. Potato, potassium. Potato, potassium. So you see it says potato, okay, you're going to be fine. That's the highest food with it. You was taught bananas, bullshit. It's potatoes. Okay, here we go. What's the O? Oranges or orange juice. Now, I say orange juice because if you are taking a pill, you can just take it with it. Reality is juice is pretty bad for us. And the only juice you will ever see in my house, very rarely, is orange juice with high pulp, because that's how you get your fiber. You should be making this child of yours. Back in the day, we did not come home to fucking juice, okay? Back in the day, we came home to a fruit basket on the table. We ran in from school, grabbed a piece of fruit, changed our school clothes, and what else had to play? Okay? We've gotten away from normal.
Yeah.
Now you run in the house, you go get a fucking Hostess, ho-ho, ding-dong, Twinkie. The name alone should concern you. You eating hoes and ding-dongs and Twinkies. Really, America? This is what we're doing now? Okay, so they run in and get that and some juice. This is why our kids have all this ADD and all this other shit they got going on. Get real fruit for your kids, please. The best ones are the little darlings or the tangerine thingies or mandarin oranges. They will love them. Cuties are my favorite. Get away from all this fucking juice. It's worse than pop. It is. Yeah, oh, it's worse than pop. Because people think it's healthy, so they drink more than they drink pop. All right, so OJ for this patient is fine. Oranges is even better. Okay. What's the T? Tomato, tomato. Tomato, tomato. You got it, baby. Now, ketchup is not an exchange item, okay? The fucking tomato. All right. Now, what's the A? Avocado. And on your test, it's going to be what? Guacamole. Okay, there you go. What's the S? Spinach or strawberries. Strawberries are very high, but so is spinach. Or any other green leafy. What is the I? Great. This one is tricky. It is this. My little way you're going to remember. I know and you know bananas. So your test ain't going to ask it. That's what I use for the I.
Oh.
I know and you know bananas. That's why your test ain't going to have it on there. Because you already know that. Okay. Bananas. Uh-oh. What's the U? Oh, that was part of it. I know And you know bananas. That's what the U is for. I know and you know bananas. But what's the M for?
Mushrooms.
No. That's a good one. But no, it's not for mushrooms, baby. Melons. It's for melons. Okay, babies? Now, I promise you, you will thank me later. So there you go. Melons. Now, number 4 has been on your test exactly like I wrote it. And it's been on your test a lot lately, exactly like I wrote it. Number 4. The action of the loop diuretic is to prevent reabsorption of sodium and including potassium in the loop of Henle. It's exactly like I wrote it. Number 4. Okay, now we're moving on to a thiazide diuretic. Now I try to be strategic with the way I did this. I put the thiazide diuretic right up under the loop diuretic so you can include them in your mind together as potassium wasting. Most students do not know that thiazide diuretics are potassium wasting as well. And almost everything you think about a loop, think about a thiazide diuretic. And this thiazide diuretic, and what I want you to remember for this test, is number 1. It is the first line drug to treat hypertension. And that hypertension needs to be mild for it to work. So it's the number 1 drug of choice in this country for hypertension. So when we look at a patient and they doing the whole 130 over 80, 140 over 90, 150 over 90, we're like, okay, look at here now. Your little ass needs some 12.5 or either 25 of HCTZ. I've done it myself. I prescribed this myself for somebody with mild hypertension. And then you scare the shit out of them and tell them, get your life right with Jesus, get to exercise and stop eating that bullshit, whatever else. And we could take this off of you if you do what you're supposed to do. Okay?
So you going up like from 130 to like they might come in normal and then high? Is that what you
No. It's a range, right? So you coming in and I usually know you well enough to know, well, what the hell? Last couple times you've been running 130s, 140s over 90s, 130s over 80s. We know the 130 over 80 is hypertension. Okay, so anything above that and you keep coming in here with this shit, I'm going to address it. Or if I see you keep, and I look like that one man, and I see, okay, you done been here every single time you done came in here, you done been real high. That guy would never qualify for HCTZ. Remember, he was real high. He might qualify for HCTZ and 3 more drugs, but HCTZ by itself ain't going to get it. But the first line drug for someone in the 130s over 80s or the 140s over 90s, and they really aren't like having all these other risk factors, is just to hit them up with that. And make sure you tell them in the morning, because this is going to make them pee just like any other diuretic, right? It's going to make them pee. And it's a very well tolerated drug. That's the other thing you got to remember. Very well tolerated. People do not bitch about that drug, okay? They don't.
And it's easy to get off of?
Oh my God, it's so cheap and it's very easy to get off of. I mean, it's not like one of those you can't wean a person off of them or just cut it cold turkey. But one thing about it is when you do that, you need to get some way to follow it up. Because what if it escalates the blood pressure, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so again, HCTZ, very popular. One thing you got to be worried about is number 3. It can trigger a gout response if they're not drinking their water. Remember, gout will never attack you as long as you are pushing fluids. And I'm talking about 2,000 to 3,000 milliliters of fluid a day. So let me do what I do best. Now, your patient does not have any idea, and don't you cheat or I'm about to beat you unmercifully. Your patient doesn't have any idea what 2,000 to 3,000 milliliters is. So if you're smart and you give a damn, you will talk in water bottle languages. Everybody and their mother-in-law knows what a water bottle is. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I see 8 bottles just like this one on the table. That's how popular these are. So your patient is going to appreciate you keeping it straight. So nurses, how many of these, everybody gets to answer, do not shout it out. How many of these does your patient need to drink to qualify to push fluids 2,000, I'll say 2,000 milliliters a day? Because let me tell you what the deal is, y'all. All of us in this room need 2,000. When you're pushing fluids, you really need 3. But just normal people like you and me, we need 2,000. So how many of these should I drink a day? Let's start over here. How many in a day? Just throw out a number. Come on now. 7. How many? 4. How many? How many?
4.
How many?
4.
How many?
6.
How many?
4.
How many?
6.
How many? How many? How many?
4.
How many?
4.
How many? How many?
6.
How many?
6.
How many?
4.
How many?
6.
How many?
6.
Okay, so some of y'all gave y'all patient water fucking intoxication. Whole bunch of y'all did that. If you said 6 or you said 8, you overdid it. You only need 4. You only need 4. Y'all better know that. It's 500 milliliters in here. 500. Y'all gotta know that. My God, help us, please, Jesus. Okay, so listen to me. There are basically 16.9 fluid ounces in here. You're killing your fucking patient if you said 6 and 8. Okay, get that through y'all mind. Y'all killed the patient. Y'all gave him SIADH, water intoxication. We're gonna pray for you later. Okay, all right. So 4. Now, what if they're on a fluid restriction?
Well, it depends on the fluid restriction, right?
Not really, because they don't tell the poor patient that. They sure in the hell didn't tell my damn brother that. You're going to be restricting fluids for you. They didn't tell him what amount at all. So what's a fluid restriction? What would you educate your patient if they told you, doctor said I can't have too much, or they're on dialysis or whatever? How many of them bottles? We're talking bottles here. The hell, your patient don't know what strict isonose is. 2. That's right. You better know it. 2. You get no more than 2, okay? So if you know somebody should be restricted, and CHF should be, then you know to educate them. Whatever you drink today can't go overflowing 2 of them bottles, whatever it is. So that's going to be a big deal to some people, okay? All right, y'all. Y'all did good. Now, go to the next page. And this is your potassium sparing diuretic. And the way I teach you to remember this one, because it is an easy way, I tell you to say to yourself, spironolactone. Spironolactone. Because the spironolactone spares the potassium, okay? That's how you're going to remember that bullshit. All right? Okay, so spironolactone is the drug of choice for a potassium-sparing diuretic. Now, if it's potassium-sparing, then do you need orange juice? No. So what fruit has absolutely no potassium in it at all, but it is a fruit that you should eat every single day of your life? An apple. And that's an apple a day keeps the doctor away. That just was not a cute little rhyme. That shit is fucking true, because the apple has fiber. And no, I did not say no funky ass applesauce. I said an apple a day, because it has fiber in the skin, as much fiber as you need in one day.
Oh, really?
Yes, really. My grandmother taught me that, and I learned it later just in the books. But she said, now she was kind of ghetto, as you can imagine, and Big Mama said, the key to long life, because she was well into her 90s, key to long life is an apple a day and a Newport cigarette.
Okay.
Hey, she only smoked one fucking cigarette a day. I'm not the cigarette police. Go ahead, do you, Grandma. So, Big Mama, when she died, she had an apple core in the little ashtray by her bed. Back in the day, they had them ashtrays that come all the way up. They stand up. And then she had that lipstick-stained cigarette butt in there. And she died at 100-something years old. I mean, come on. Who you gonna listen to? I'm gonna listen to her. Now, I ain't bought no Newports. That part I left out. But I figured the better part of that conversation was the apple. So I've been eating an apple a day forever.
Is
Okay.
it any color apple?
Anyone you want. My fiance prefers Granny Smith. I'm a Fuji bougie. He calls me Fuji bougie girl. So I can only eat Fuji apples. If I taste anything else, I know the difference. It's kind of scary. Okay, y'all, baby dolls. You have here for your potassium sparing diuretic. You have the fact that you got to remember it's a teratogen. I want you to highlight that word in number 3. Highlight that word teratogen. Now, number 2 is big, because you got to say to yourself, okay, self, why would I want to use spironolactone? I mean, why would I want to use Lasix if I could just give the patient the spironolactone and, you know, not worry about their potassium or whatever? Well, there's a reason for that. Spironolactone is it's a weak diuretic. So what we do in this case, and I want you to pay attention to some little rhymes and things that I be having over here. The alcoholic, which is what number 2 is talking about, ascites and cirrhosis and all this other shit, is at risk for alkalosis, and with all alcoholics, all K is low. All alcoholics have a low K. I promise you that is going to be a big problem with your alcoholic. All alcoholics have a low K. All of them. Therefore, if I have an alcoholic patient and they have ascites, I realize that they're so sick that I need to get this fluid off of them, and I understand completely the best way to do that is Lasix. But what I don't want to do is give them the dose of Lasix that's going to make this even worse with the low potassium, when I could give them a lower dose of Lasix and add spironolactone to the menu so that I can spare some of that K. That's the key. That's why this is the drug of choice with alcoholics. You can't totally wipe the Lasix off the menu, because you do need a strong diuretic with these patients. Their legs are swollen, their belly is big, they cannot breathe. They got to get this fluid off of them. Okay? All righty. Now, there is a medication that combines HCTZ with spironolactone type of diuretic, and that is called triamterene. It's popular. Maxide, all kind of popular drugs. Okay, so we're good now. Now, we're going to go to the next category